Hi, my name's Rob Butler and I'm the project lead on ZWar1. Today I'm going to be running you through a basic gameplay tutorial. For this demo I'm just going to be using one board section and the Cat hero character, as she uses both ranged and melee weaponry. ZWar turns start out with the announcement of the turn number. This is turn 1. This is followed by the player movement phase, during which every hero may use up to 4 action points. Moving one square costs 1 action point, and the players can move in any direction not blocked by a wall, including diagonally, as long as the diagonal move does not cross over a doorway or a wall section. In addition, players may also use a sprint action, which allows them to move 3 squares for just 2 action points. This turn, Cat sprints 3 squares for 2 action points, then sprints again using her remaining 2 action points. Once all the players have moved, it's the zombie's turn. During the zombie turn, every zombie active on the board will move 2 squares towards the nearest hero. If at any point it gains a clear line of sight onto a hero, it will move an extra 2 squares towards the hero it sees. When all zombies have moved, we enter the zombie spawn phase. Spawning is generally dictated by the mission you are playing. In this demo we have just 2 spawn points, A and B. We roll 1 dice to see which one spawns. We roll a 3, which is spawn point A. Then we roll another dice to see how many zombies spawn from that point. We roll a 1, which is 1 zombie. Spawned zombies will always move on the turn that they spawn. After spawning, if any of the characters are bitten, we would have an infection test. Finally, we have the end phase. The end phase is used to tidy the board of any counters and knock down zombies. As this turn there is nothing to tidy, it's straight on to turn 2. At the beginning of the turn, Cat has line of sight on a zombie and elects to shoot it with one of her 44 caliber pistols. In order to do that, she must first activate the weapon. Activating or switching a weapon does not use any action points, but can only be done once per turn. Your active weapon is placed face up on your card deck. Quick firing a weapon costs 1 action point, but can also be combined with moving 1 square. Cat steps forward 1 square and shoots. She rolls a 6, which is a kill. The zombie is removed from play and 1 bullet is crossed off her tracker sheet. She then uses her remaining action points to sprint 3 and then move 1 square up to the door. Now the zombies move again, just 2 squares as it does not have line of sight. In the zombie spawn phase this turn, we roll a 7, which means a roamer. A roamer is a single zombie which is placed on the nearest possible corridor space that a hero cannot see. So in this case, that will be just here, or here. Roamers do not move on the turn that they spawn. Turn 3. At the beginning of her next turn, Cat opens the door, which costs her 1 action point. When the door is opened, a room is activated and a spawn roll is made. In this room we have 2 zombies, which are 2 and 4 squares away. She takes an aimed shot at the furthest away zombie using her active 44 pistol. Aimed shots cost 2 action points and cannot be combined with movement, but they do add 2 to any shooting rolls. She rolls a 3, which would normally be a miss, but with the added 2 from aiming makes it up to a 5, which is a kill. We remove the zombie and cross off 1 bullet. Cat still has 1 action point left, so she switches her active weapon to katana, then steps into the room and melees for 1 action point. Melee attacks can be combined with movement, just like ranged quick attacks. She rolls a 7, and the zombie is killed. Melee attacks do not use ammunition, so nothing needs to be marked off. During the zombie move, this zombie moves 2 squares, and whilst he does not have a line of sight to Cat, he is within 4 squares of her, which means he can smell her. Any zombies moving into smell range of a hero will move an extra 2 squares. The extra 2 squares put him on an adjacent square. Whenever a zombie reaches an adjacent square, a hero must take a grab test. Cat rolls needing a 5 or higher. She rolls a 3 and is taken down. We place Cat prone and place the zombie on her character card. She then needs to take a bite test, once again passing on a 5 or higher. Unfortunately, she rolls another 3 and is bitten. Place a bitten token on the stage 1 section of her character card. The zombies move, and then we roll this turn's spawn, which is on B, and it's 3 zombies. Because Cat has been bitten now, she needs to take an infection test at the end of every turn. She rolls needing a 3 or higher, and she rolls a 1. Her infection token is moved to stage 2 on her character card. Turn 4. Cat starts her turn locked in a grapple with a zombie. From this position, she can either quick fire or melee for 1 action point. Alternatively, she can use a sweep action for 2 action points. Sweeping a zombie allows you to place it on any adjacent square, but without the need to roll. She sweeps the zombie and then uses her remaining 2 action points to stand up. The zombies move again. As with the roamer, this zombie has no line of sight but is within 4 squares of Cat, so he moves an extra 2. We roll a spawn. This turn we roll a 1, which is a no spawn. Cat rolls another infection test. This turn she rolls a 4, and thankfully her condition is stable. During the end phase, the prone zombie will stand up, but it cannot do anything else this turn. Turn 5. Cat starts off her turn by slashing the zombie in front of her for 1 action point, using her still active katana. She rolls an 8, and the zombie is killed. She then switches active weapon to her unused 44 and steps out into the corridor and quickfires for another 1 action point. She rolls an 8, and the nearest zombie is killed. With her remaining 2 action points, she sets alert. We place an alert token pointing in the direction that she wishes to shoot, and that ends her turn. This turn the zombies all see Cat, so will move 4 squares. However, as Cat has set an alert in their direction, every square they move she has the option of making a quickfire attack on them. The first zombie moves 1 square and she shoots. She gets a 3 and misses. It moves forward another square and she shoots again. She gets a 6 and it's killed. The second zombie moves forward. She rolls an 8 and the zombie is killed. The third zombie moves forward and she shoots. That's a 2, which is a miss. It steps forward again and she fires again. That's a 1 and another miss. Since Cat has only 1 bullet remaining in her active weapon, she elects not to shoot during the zombie's last 2 squares of movement. We roll a spawn, which is on A. And it's 1 zombie. We take another infection test, and once again she's stable. In the end phase this turn, the alert token is removed. So on to turn 6. Cat steps forward and fires for 1 action point. She gets a 4 and the zombie's knocked down. The 44 she's used is now empty and the card is discarded. She steps forward another square for 1 action point and activates her katana. With her last 2 action points, she executes the prone zombie. An execution can be carried out with either a firearm or a melee weapon. The player simply needs to be on an adjacent square to a prone zombie. No dice roll is needed. And that is where we're going to end this tutorial. We hope this small taste of gameplay has given you some insight into the type of tactics used in the game. Aimed shots make more efficient use of your limited ammunition, although at the expense of speed. Melee attacks, whilst effective, leave you dangerously close to the enemy. So, whether you're thinning out the hordes with precision fire, pressing forward, all guns blazing, or stealthily avoiding the enemy altogether, no single approach is the answer. Rather, the player that can master all styles of play and adapt to any situation on the fly has the greatest chance of survival. We have more tutorial videos on the way, but in the meantime, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to post them below.